All right, everybody, welcome back to Beans No Ball. Got some early breaking news this morning. The news that's been waiting around the final head coaching position. It's been rumored for a while. Now it can be made official. Kellen Moore is your new Saints head coach. And I mean, Christian, he's got some history with your Cowboys. So let's get your opinion on it first.
Yeah, so this is probably going to be. We're probably expecting this after the Super Bowl. I know after I think two interviews Kellen Moore's had with the Saints prior to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they just couldn't make anything official till after the game. That's usually how it works in the NFL with the rules. And now they finally made it official right now, and now he's the youngest head coach at 36 years old. Now, obviously, I'm going to expect that Saints team to probably have a pretty decent offense, but under Derek Carr, that's probably where I'm going to have to start drawing some questions.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it's a decent hire. I mean, they've obviously this is the one that I mean, hey, honestly, they had I guess some interest in two Cowboys former
McCarthy,
coaches, obviously with
McCarthy
McCarthy,
as
which
well too.
all that stuff just foiled out. I mean, they didn't want him, he didn't want them. Let's be honest. I think he just passed his prime and wanted to make himself look a little better. But I mean, look, in all reality, I mean, we see, sure, did not look the best with your Cowboys with that time there at OC. Didn't look the best with the Chargers with his time last season. But once he came in this season with Philly, I mean, he did revitalize this offense. Sure, you say obviously it was probably a big product of Saquon Barkley and that old line. Sure, but I mean, his play calling was good. I mean, hey, look at the way he dismantled the Chiefs defense, which how much we expected that to be a lot of a better factor. Made Spagnuolo look silly, and I think that bodes well for the Saints. I mean, they're probably stuck in mediocrity. They're probably going to be stuck in. I mean, let's hope they can actually, take a rebuild seriously. They probably should get rid of Derek Carr. They probably should, really look into this, really rebuild this roster, from scratch. Maybe build, just get as many picks as they can. But look, for what it's worth, give Kellen Moore a couple years. I definitely think he's got an opportunity. But I mean, it's all to be seen what they can do this offseason.
Yeah, he's really in a bad spot right now. We're really, I mean, look what happened with Salah with New York, right? But I think when we're looking at the Saints, it's kind of a little bit better here. At least the equivalency is the quarterback situation there too. But when you have everything around, just build the pieces around him this time there too. And hopefully, this isn't one of those case scenarios where they just fire him after one season, because we have been seeing that pretty often lately. And again, you can't really blame head coaches being put in a tough spot after one season. You got to let them time to rebuild. You got to let them have time to build relationships with the players here and just move forward on with the future. Obviously, I'm not going to expect the Saints to have an exceptionally bounce back year, especially with how pretty mid their roster is. But it's going to take at least 1 to 2 years for that Saints team to at least be back to where they were.
Hey, look, I mean, they're working their way back from the cap hill that they got themselves into the Drew Brees years, but let's also not forget they're in one of the worst divisions in football in the NFC South. Now, of course, the rise of Baker. We'll see what Michael Penix looks like in Atlanta, and who knows with Bryce Young. We've obviously got all that love for him. I'm definitely expecting him to have a nice little third year, but all reality, I think it's like I said, as long as they can take that rebuild serious, see what they can work with. I do like the hire of Kellen Moore. I know what you say. You compare it with Robert Saleh. I think you see two different perspectives. I mean, that New York media, that New York just atmosphere in general, they were probably expecting too much out of him, and that's why he ended up on his way out. With Kellen Moore, the expectations are pretty low. I think you go into a situation that's pretty favorable for him. If he can just install his system and get the right guys, should be a good. I mean, with a relatively weak division, I think he's set up to go relatively well for the next couple years. But I mean, we'll see how it ends up happening. Definitely gonna, I mean, hey, a lot more information to hope to see come out, and by next fall, we'll see how this team ends up looking, and we'll see if he's actually gonna last. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you like and subscribe, and we'll see you back soon. Maybe we can grade all these, our full opinion on all of them, or whatever, because we got a lot of off-season content coming.